So, first of all, I want to congratulate you guys on this very cool movie. My favorite film at the festival. I'm at 26. This is number 1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Go on.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You entertained me.
Congratulations.
One person. No, I'm kidding. Everyone loved it. But, yeah, so congratulations.
You were the only one who loved it.
No, I'm telling you, I was at the first press and industry screening, and people were freaking out that they couldn't get into this movie, and for good reason. And with the first opening credit sequence, I was in. I was like, this is number 1.
Yes,
I know it.
like
You know?
Flint.
Yeah. So I was drawn in right away. But I was wondering when you two read the script, what were your thoughts? What made you do this movie?
For me, it was so refreshing.
Yeah.
It was different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, somebody's trying to do something here. So that was it. And watching Barbarian Sound Studio, I was like, man, I'm in. I'm in.
That's it.
Yeah.
How about you?
It was a real golden moment, actually, because it just spoke so clearly to me, and I felt so happily comfortable with it. It was exactly the sort of material that I wanted to do.
Really?
And I couldn't believe it had just arrived, and I was a huge fan of Peter's work, and I really, really wanted to work with Peter, and I'd actually put out missives saying that's who I want to work with.
Really?
So I couldn't believe it when I was allowed to be in the film.
Allowed.
I'm sure they'll push you away.
Basically,
You can't get in the building.
I couldn't believe I
Gave
was
you like
allowed.
a card key to,
Yeah, I was allowed.
Willy Wonka here.
Right.
The golden
It was
ticket.
allowed. It was allowed. Yeah.
So I love Peter. I love films that are purely visceral, and this movie is almost purely visceral. If you just strip away everything, just the sounds and the images are just incredible, and it's almost like they're the logic. It's almost void of some logic. You know what I mean? What made you want to do something more visceral, more strange?
I wouldn't call it strange, but visceral, yes.
Okay.
For me, it's a very logical film. It's about work, frustration, the need for escape, the need to feel better about yourself. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we don't feel better about ourselves. We put something on, we feel bigger, as with Babs.
Right.
Our obsessions with clothing, not in a sense of consumerism or even fashion, but more about how we respond to other people's clothing, whether they're dead people that we miss greatly, and we're haunted by their clothing. How difficult it is to clear out someone's wardrobe who's died in your family. How disgusting it is for Sheila to pick up Gwen's underwear in the laundry basket. How Vince's passion is to have his face printed on Gwen's underwear. So it's all exploring different attitudes towards, Reg's tight fetish. I lost track of the question. Oh, visceral. Sorry.
Visceral,
Yeah.
it's just
So
it's not realistic. Let's say.
Well, it's not realistic, but it's an extension of reality. So everything is on an elastic band where home for Sheila and for Reg and Babs, it's a slack elastic band. And then when you get to the band, it starts getting a bit tense, and then in terms of pushing that elastic as much as we can, it's still grounded in reality. We've worked in a shop. It's all decorative language. It's all performance.
Yeah.
It's all euphemistic language in corporate world. But in terms of the visceral stuff, yeah, you're absolutely right. That was a huge part of the film, to make this a sensory film, to make it experiential. That a lot of the cinema I grew up with was non-narrative. People like Stan Brakhage, Jordan Belson, Kenneth Anger. It was a film you could experience. It was a world you could enter. And the texture of these films, the atmosphere, the sensory nature, that was just as important, really. So for me, it's about character and the visceral, textural part of film. As you probably guessed, I'm not, like a film like The Usual Suspects, they're not for me. I mean, I'm sure it's a good film, but
No, it isn't.
Maybe
This is a good movie.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry. Okay, so we know Gwendoline from very, very small projects like Star Wars and Game of Thrones. So I was just wondering why you decided to go. I'm just joking, obviously, but why you decided to go for something a little bit more low key since The Last Jedi. That was, maybe low key is not the right word. Sorry. Okay, no, I'm blowing it. Why? But we do know you from the massive projects. Why something a bit more on the?
Because I thought it was really good.
Yes, quality.
And I can't believe that have been and am involved with those projects. I mean, it's mind blowing to me, and it will never stop being mind blowing. But also, you know, I have a wide range of interests and places where I want to go in my career, and definitely this felt like something that was very much in tune with my personal tastes and my personal preferences and what I like to watch. And it's also what I consider it to be. It seemed very natural for me because of the quality of this project, the quality of the writing and the directing and the other actors in it, that this felt like a very natural step for me, and it felt like a step of liberation also, which is, it's much more personal to me to be in a film like this. It's much more, not more personal, it's much more a direct expression of my tastes and natural desires than maybe other characters I've played. However, it is all just part of the sort of things I like to explore. The character in Game of Thrones, Brienne of Tarth, I love and will always love, and Captain Phasma the same, because of what they represent, and also because of the inconsistencies and the characters that make them indelibly human. And so it felt very natural for me to go to the next place, which was about transformation, and genuinely the opportunity to work with Peter and to work with Marianne is something that is one thing I've wanted to do for a long time.
You're so good at this movie, Marianne, and I wanted to know how you get into that like heightened headspace, because it is like an over the top.
Well, you get the ticket, you get on the train, and it takes off with you on it.
Oh, okay.
Basically, do you know what I mean? It's all set up for you.
It's all on the page. That's what you're saying.
It's all on the page.
Right.
Then you have Peter, who's very clear about the world in which he's created and that you're a part of. Then you have a fantastic team of production designer, costume, makeup, who facilitate the whole story. I mean, getting into the headspace is not terribly difficult for me in those instances when all those things have shown up to help.
Okay, so Peter, when I saw this movie, I was really thinking Suspiria. That was like one thing that I would kind of compare it to. I was saying, for like quote wise, this is like a British 2018 Suspiria. I know we got the remake coming out, but like,
have you seen it? Is it good?
I hear bad things, and because what's the director saying? The guy, Call Me by Your Name is really good, but that's not like a tonal film. This is a total film, right? Like we were talking about the very like form of cinema and like that visceral over the top element that I've been talking about. But I was just wondering, do you like Italian genre films? Do you like Fulci, Martino, Argento, guys like that? Yeah,
I adore them, but not because of the violence.
No,
I could
wow.
Take it or leave it.
Right.
I'm not really a fan of. I mean, it's really weird because I like horror films, but again, I like them for other reasons. It goes back to avant-garde cinema, that it was very intense. You came into it like music. It had an atmosphere. So the way the Italians used lighting, costume, the atmosphere, the music was just phenomenal. I just thought they were wonderful. But for this film, maybe it's a subconscious influence because I enjoy those films, but it was never really on my mind to. I mean, I adore Suspiria.
Oh, cool.
The original I haven't seen. I haven't seen the new one. Sorry.
Right.
But
it wasn't on your mind. It wasn't like this. I'm trying to do Suspiria.
It's just like not on my mind. It was more a very British thing. Just. I think just putting on the head I had as a kid, just thinking about shops when nothing against my mum. She used to try stuff on.
Oh.
I'd be there left in the baby buggy or what do you call it, the pram, quite bored, and then you start to make stuff up. You see these mannequins, you see the dumbwaiter. And the way I saw the world, the way one sees the world as a child is very different. So it's applying that child logic. When if there's a shop is closed for a death, then you might imagine that person has actually been buried in the shop. So it's really just following that. So really, it's the world of the world of shops is it's like a hymn to the high street and the catalogs. It's like, again, it's just the whole world and getting into that really.
Okay, so do you guys like European horror movies? Have you guys seen like the New York Ripper and stuff like that?
Oh my god, that's a hardcore one.
I haven't seen the New York Ripper.
It's Fulci.
It's Fulci.
very
It's like
extreme.
a guy. He's like a Donald Duck, like woman killer. He's got a Donald Duck voice, and he does the quack 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 and slices up women. It's
This
very.
sounds familiar, but I don't
Yeah.
think I've seen it.
It's very like people will say it's misogynistic.
Extremely.
But I actually talked to a historian about this, a Fulci historian, and he says it's more like misanthropic.
Okay.
It's just food for thought. Anyways, do you guys think there's like an appeal to like specifically European horror?
I'm not a big horror.
No.
No,
It's not.
no,
Okay.
never really have been. I don't like being frightened.
Oh, okay. But this is okay. How about you? Do you like? What are some horror movies you like?
I don't really like being frightened either.
Okay.
I have to say, not.
We're the sick
not-
ones here.
Not really. But I obviously, I loved Suspiria, which I saw a long time ago, and then
Sure.
I revisited it again recently.
Cool.
But again, that's not really for any of the violent elements. It's much more. It's much more an aesthetic choice for me of why I love that. And those sort of 70s Italian horror movies is much more about an aesthetic choice and a tone and a framing of life. I'm not really terribly into violence unless I'm
Not a
fake,
gore hound.
unless I'm fake performing it in a film.
Sure. So sorry. Yeah.
I think it's the dream logic of those films. It's the
Right.
illogical, it's the irrational, which goes back to why I love Boone Well, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
And I think a lot of the state of the actors, they felt like they were in a trance sometimes, and it's like a psychedelic form of cinema. So I think
Yes.
I had that kind of head
Right.
on when I was watching those films. It was really, it was transporting you. It was transcendent. It was taking you somewhere else. And I guess that's what I really enjoy when I watch a film, is
Like,
entering another world.
Another world. So you said you're not a big horror fan. How would you
Not
sell this
big
to
on it.
like a non-horror fan?
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that it is horror.
Ooh.
I didn't.
That's not the takeaway.
That's not how I feel
No.
about it. I don't feel that it's horror.
Okay.
I think it's a bit of a chiller because yeah.
Okay.
And I like chillers. I like your Don't Look Nows
Oh, that's
and
great.
All right.
those type
Yes.
of movies. There's a psychological thing that just
Slow,
messes with
insidious.
Yes.
The Conjuring, maybe, or is that too freaky?
What's that?
The Conjuring, James Wan.
Oh, The Conjuring.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've not
You haven't seen them?
that, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No.
Yeah.
That's this is a little different than that.
Yeah.
But anyways, Peter, can we expect more movies like this from you?
I never know if
You never
I'm going
know?
to the next.
Okay.
I mean, my next one was based on gay pornography, so that there won't be any horror in that one if I get to make that film.
Well,
But I honestly
Hey,
don't
it's
know
2018,
from
why
film to
not?
film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell, really.
All right. Well, guys, it was a real thrill to talk to you guys. This is the movie of TIFF, the number one.
wow.
Yeah. All right.
Bless you.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.